I had quite a bit of students, mashallah, that have just graduated as an alim as well, and Hafiz al-Quran as well, mashallah. So it's a great blessing for our country. So we do respect that, and likewise we shall do our support. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the ability to progress, and we inshallah can encourage our children to be joining them as well. I know Mufti Sahib's son is also joined his madrasa now, and he is becoming an alim, and likewise brother Michael, his son is also there. He has also become a Hafiz, mashallah, and now he's doing his door as well this year. And I understand he will be going for alim as well, inshallah. So we will accept all the students, inshallah. So alhamdulillah, brothers, first and foremost, we thank Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Khaliq and Malik, and all praise are due to Him. He is the creator and sustainer of the entire creation. Everything belongs to Him. He is the one who gives life and death. And one day we all have to be surrendering our life to Him as well. As we did not come with our own choice, now rather we'll be living with our own choice. So whatever has been selected and determined by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. So our life in this world is very important, and how we live our life in such a way that we can become successful in this world and hereafter, inshallah. With this regard, we're having a program, mashallah, tonight here. And before we go further, I would like to invite, and in the first and foremost, inshallah, on behalf of the family, actually, I welcome all the brothers and sisters and those who are, inshallah, available for this program tonight. May Allah accept all you coming here to give him the full support, mashallah. As you know, Brother Shaheen, a very hard working member of our committee. And as we have just gathered, as I mentioned earlier, on behalf of his father who passed away, his name is Muhammad Yasin, who was originally from Mombasa, Fiji. And I did meet him a few years back when he came to mashallah, New Zealand to visit his son and daughter-in-law and his grandchildren. So he was a very wonderful person, because he was from Mombasa and my mother also come from Mombasa. So we did make a bit of a relationship. So he was a very nice gentleman to talk to, and he was a very practical Muslim. I'm very proud of him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him Jannah and forgive all his shortcomings, brothers. We are all human beings, we make mistakes. But nevertheless, this is the only avenues by which we can inshallah remember them and seek forgiveness from Almighty Allah. I understand, mashallah, his son has done. May Allah accept all his great efforts, inshallah. So before we go further, inshallah, I would like to invite one of the other brothers, one of our other students from the madrasa, Muhammad Nabil, to come forward and come forward, inshallah, and do the Naat Sharif, inshallah. Muhammad Nabil? Nabil Ali, okay, mashallah, Ali, sorry. Oh, Nabil Ali, mashallah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sallallahu alayka ya Rasulallah wa sallam alayka ya Habiballah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ya Nabi, nazr karam farmana. Ya Nabi, nazr karam farmana. Hasnain kinana, hasnain kinana. Zahra पाक की सदके हमको तैबा में बुलवाना. हसनैन किनाना, हसनैन किनाना. आप की दर का हूँ मैं भिखारी, आप है मेरे दाता. सारे रिश्ते नातों से है प्यारा अपना नाता. आप तो है आका है जिनको सबकी लाज निभाना. हसनैन किनाना, हसनैन किनाना. बेसाया है लेकिन दो जग पर है आपका साया. अर्श मुअल्ला बना मुहल्ला दी जिक्र रब ने बुलाया. हश्र तलकना, हश्र तलकना होगा किसी का ऐसा आना जाना. हसनैन किनाना, हसनैन हसनैन की ना ए हसनैन की ना ए हसनैन की ना सदक़ल्लाहुल अज़ीम.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah. This is a very heartwarming, MashaAllah. And you can see, yes, Allah my God says, कि मोहम्मद से वफा तूने तो हम तेरे हैं, ये जहाँ चीज़ है क्या लोह कलम तेरे हैं. Others, if we actually really understand our commitment to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so verily we have got the deen through him, the Quran through him, mashallah. If you follow his lifestyle, surely Allah says, لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. The Prophet's life is a means of blessing and a means of way of life. If you follow that, surely Allah will make you successful in this world hereafter, inshallah. So we accept, mashallah, we thank this young student, mashallah, we will accept his naat and the poem that he has read. It has got some blessing in that poem, and it's mentioned about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Nana, the grandfather of Hassan and Hussein. You know, I remember one of the shairi says, एक कांधे पर है हुसैन, एक कांधे पर हसन, दूसरे पर है हुसैन, है ये उल्फत की अदा, आधा इधर आधा उधर. So Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to love his grandchildren, mashallah. And that's what he said, those who love my children, grandchildren, and my members of the family, Allah will love them for sure. So we have to love that, brother. That love has to come into our life in terms of practice, not by just words, in terms of practice. If we bring that, inshallah, surely. And at the same time, we must understand Rasulullah used to be so kind and merciful to the children. How he used to behave. This is what we have to take a note in this. And how he used to behave with the children. He never called them just by slang names, with mashallah, with good names. You know, beta hai. Even the Holy Quran, Allah says in Surah Luqman, when Luqman was a great, wali of Almighty Allah. Some of them they say it's a Nabi, but some say, most of them say he's a great wali of Almighty Allah. He lived for more than 1,000 years, Luqman Hakim. And then he was in the life, in the time of Ayyub alayhi salam. He was his nephew, uske bhanja tha. So he lived a very good life. If you look at Surah Luqman, in 8 places Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned lots of great hikmah when he advised his son. Ya bunayya, this is what Allah wants from us. We must have the love for our children. How we ask them, how we address them is very important. Not only by their name like their brothers. Rasulullah used to be so much in depth of address, how he used to address the children. Children used to love him. Anas bin Malik, 10 years of his time, from the age of 8 till 18, he was in the service of Rasulullah. He even said, I haven't seen a teacher like him. And I saw a compassionate person like him. Sometimes he used to give him a message to go and deliver a message to a certain part to the people. On the way, he used to go and start playing with the children, and he forgets. And after that, when he comes back home, Rasul never said, oh my son, when I told you to do this, why didn't you do it? He said, never once he said to me, Aapne ye kyun nahi kiya? So even the Sahaba, he says, yeah, Rasulullah, you're spoiling this child. He said, no. If Allah didn't will it, how can I force him to do things, हमने उसको कह दिया, मगर उसने जब नहीं किया तो अल्लाह की जो मर्जी था वो वजूद के अंदर आ गया. So these are the certain things we have to forgive each other. We have to love our children with a good name, brothers. बेटा करो, मोहब्बत से पुकारो. This is what Allah wants from us. आज क्यों शेन रो रहा है? Why is crying today? When I was just talking to him, he was crying because he remembers his father. Obviously, the father must have given us a very good upbringing, doesn't it? So we remember them, our start, our fathers and our four elders in our family. So inshallah, before we go further, I would like to invite Brother Shane, mashallah, to come forward. He wants to say an art as well. So may Allah give you tawfiq, mashallah. Come forward, mashallah.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू. गमों की धूप में रहमत है बाप का साया. गमों की धूप में रहमत है बाप का साया. बहुत ही कीमती दौलत है बाप باپ کا سایہ. وہ جس کی تھام کے انگلی چلا تھا پہلی بار. وہ جس کی تھام کے انگلی چلا تھا پہلی بار. میری تو آج بھی ہمت ہے باپ کا سایہ. میری تو آج بھی ہمت ہے باپ کا سایہ. بہت ہی قیمتی دولت ہے باپ کا سایہ. بچا رہا ہے زمانے کی سختیوں سے جو. بچا رہا ہے زمانے کی سختیوں سے جو. کسی چٹان کی صورت ہے باپ کا سایہ. بہت ہی قیمتی دولت ہے باپ کا سایہ. وہ اپنے نام سے پہچان بھی عطا کرنا. وہ اپنے نام سے پہچان بھی عطا کرنا. ہر ایک مقام پہ عزت ہے باپ کا سایہ. بہت ہی قیمتی دولت ہے باپ کا سایہ. تمہارے واسطے جھیلے مشقتیں کیا کیا. تمہارے واسطے جھیلے مشقتیں کیا کیا. بھرے جہان میں جنت ہے باپ کا سایہ. بہت ہی قیمتی دولت ہے باپ کا سایہ. کسی یتیم سے پوچھو تو باپ کی عظمت. کسی یتیم سے پوچھو تو باپ کی عظمت. امن سکون راحت ہے باپ کا سایہ. بہت ہی قیمتی دولت ہے باپ کا سایہ.
Jazakumullah khair. Wonderful, mashallah. Those brothers would understand what he read in the poem. It's so great that we think the value of our parents we don't understand today. A time will come when we do. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, brothers, وَقَضَىٰ رَبُّكُمْ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. That you should not, this is a decree from Almighty Allah. You do not worship anything except Almighty Allah alone. Do not preserve His partner to Him. And be mindful and dutiful to your parents. And the other very important part where further the ayat goes and says, whenever you speak to them, وَقُلْ لَهُمْ قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. So when you speak to your parents with the very delightful and merciful and good words and pleasing terms, this is what Allah says in the Quran. Sometimes we feel that if we give something very good, precious to our parents, maybe give them a house, luxurious holiday. But brothers, I can tell you now, I'm in the same boat. I'm an old person now as well. I have just passed my 65. I got my golden card from this country, the brother was saying yesterday. And I must say, now I realize what is an old person. We do not want the wealth of our children. Wallahi, Allah says in the Quran, but Allah knows what our parents needs. Why is it? Whenever you speak to your parents, remember He doesn't need your wealth. He doesn't need your good services. Only thing he knows, what he wants from you is a good kalam. अच्छा से बात करो. अरे मेरे मोहतरम वालिद, oh my father, oh मेरी माँ, with good terms, अम्मी जान बोलो, अब्बू जान बोल कर पुकारो. That parents, whom Rasul says, under the feet of your mother is Jannah, and if the door of Jannah is your parents. तुम्हारा बाप तो है, जन्नत का दरवाजा है ये. इनके तुम अगर कदर करेंगे, you take care of them, inshallah you surely enter into Jannah, inshallah. But the most important thing, brothers, we must care for our parents. We look after them. We honor them. It's a great privilege, it's a great honor in our life. Allah, I'm telling you now, because I have lost my parents. They are not with us now. I was thinking all the time, even as soon as I was crying, Ya Allah, if I only had my parents with me, he was a yatim. His father is not there. When he was a child of hardly 8, 6 years old, his mother is gone. He's crying, rubbing his feet. So much of worrying, compassion about his parents. Today, Allah has given us that wealth that we can honor. And inshallah, the brother has said in the poem that we must understand the value of our parents. And the yatim, when a parent is lost, the father is lost, the child before the baligh in age becomes a teenager, is a yatim, becomes an orphan. And Rasulullah used to have too much care about the people when the parents used to be martyred in the path of Almighty Allah. Once a Sahabi came in the service of Rasulullah, and he came running and rushing and said, Ya Rasulullah, my son has not come to my home for about 3 to 4 days now, and my wife is looking forward and crying. You are the Rasul of Almighty Allah. Please make the dua that Allah can give me and I can find my son. When Rasulullah saw him, his anguish and how much he was concerned about his son, as he was about to raise his hands to make the dua, another Sahabi stands up and says, Ya Rasulullah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A few days before, I was in another village where I saw his son there. So when this Sahabi, when he heard the news that his son was in the other village, in those days people would be so far, so he started to rush and said, go. The Sahabi, come back. When you go, he said, I saw him playing with some of the children in that village. Remember, when you go to that village, you will be seeing your son playing with other children. And in that village, there's lots of Sahabi that have been martyred, and their children are orphaned. He may be playing with some orphan children. Do not take the name, or do not call your son by some good terms like say, oh my son. Allah said in the Quran, Ya bunayya, mere bete, ye mat kehna, magar call him by name. Iman, idhar aa jao. Abdurrahman, idhar aa jao. Come here. Do not call him by your good terms. मोहब्बत की बात नहीं कहना उसे. नहीं कहता मेरे बेटे तू कहाँ थे, ताकि उनके दिल ना टूटे जो यतीम है. ये इतना फिक्र रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम. He used to have so much of compassion and fikr about every woman, every child. So may Allah give us the understanding, brothers, that we can honor our parents. We can love them. If they were with us, we can still mashallah honor them, respect them, get their dua in our lives. That is our greatest thing, greatest asset. When Musa alayhi salam, when his mother passed away, then Musa alayhi salam used to cry and say, no, now all my power is gone. जो ताकत मेरे पीछे था ना, मैं माँ के मूसा, और वो तेरा ताकत तेरे साथ में नहीं है. क्योंकि तेरी माँ की जो दुआ थी, इसके जरिए से अल्लाह ने तुम्हारा कितना रहमत अल्लाह के सामने तुम्हारे साथ में जिंदगी करते हैं. आज हमारे माँ बाप की रहमत, उनके दुआएं के बरकत से हम कितने चल रहे हैं, हम नहीं मालूम. When they will be gone, they will realize how much we are missing them, how much blessing of our life is gone. Let us please honor our parents. Allah says that if we honor our parents with good, kind words. So inshallah, before we go further, I would like to call upon Mufti Sahib, inshallah, to come forward and we'll give a bit of talk, inshallah. Jazakumullah, maaf karna. This is something that I have to